Would you live in a mansion or in a village? Let us know, and you'll find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
How do they dance in the country?
What is
That is not how they get that.
Wow.
Get your hoot nanny.
My hootenanny.
No, don't chime in
Let's
with
do a
that.
hootenanny.
No.
Welcome everybody to the Total Divas after show. As you see, we are all back with the four people of this. What a great episode. Of course, we all enjoyed it. You enjoyed it because you're here. And we're going to give you lots of our own opinion. But first, my name is Anissa Barr. I am the social media correspondent for XPAC12360. And by the way, please watch the show because we had Scott Hall as our guest. And it was the most hilarious episode I've ever listened to in a long time. So tune into that. And TK, where can they find you?
You can find me on everything at TK Trindad.
I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me everywhere on Upfront with Mo.
And I am Roger, and you can find me on Twitter, Roger_Corral.
Roger that. So we have... See, I can't do the puns. I can't do puns. So starting off the show, we finally have a Carmella storyline, and I'm excited, but also it's kind of sad because rumors that they've broken up, but who knows? Who really knows? Do we know?
I think we know.
So Carmella is getting ready to move and everything. Her and Cass decided to stay in Florida but go to Tampa. But before that, we see Cass getting this horrible injury, which totally sucks because it puts him out for 9 months. He torn his ACL. That sucks. But then they moving in. Cass invites her family, and then it gets to the point where the sister puts in her head that, oh, they're talking about marriage, but in reality, they're actually talking about wrestling.
There was a lot happening in that house. Well, first off, it all happened. So they bought the house right in the middle of the injury. Yeah, the house was beautiful.
Yeah, that was a beautiful house. I just had to throw that in there. And I like the pool.
The pool was gorgeous.
Nice. Yeah.
But again, it happened in the middle of him sustaining an injury, and that's life, man. I mean, at that point, I think you start possibly trying to determine if that was a good choice or not. I don't know.
No, I don't think she did. I think she was like, I'm ready. Like, we're just going to have to find a way to move your ass out of this house into that house while you're, like, you know, injured. Yeah. But, yeah, I thought the house was beautiful. That's all I can say.
That's it.
I mean,
well, the fact that she said
moved.
yeah, that was another clue too.
That was another clue too when she kept saying, "I got my house. We're moving into my house."
That's what I'm saying. The plans kind of changed once he got injured. She started saying a lot of "I."
Or
So
maybe...
so what do you think? She thought now he's useless goods and he's not going to provide anymore. So now the house that they may have bought together is now just hers.
I just started reading signals. That's
Those
what
were signals.
Or
Dang.
Or they were, all this happened, and then she did the production with the green screen, and they interviewed them, and that's when she started to say "I," because you have to remember they're recording this obviously in months in advance, and then when they're in studio production being interviewed, they have to remind them, hey, so what was it like when...
No, but she said it like as she's touring the house.
Inside the house.
Yeah.
She said my pool. She
Yeah.
was like, here's
she
my
said
pie.
yeah.
My
My
pool,
house, my rules.
house.
But she also added "we" in a little bit. But...
She added "we" like once.
Yeah, she did. That was kind of like, oh, did she really just buy this herself?
I think you want
and
them
they
to
moved in together.
You want them to stay together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like them together.
Yeah, I do. They're great.
I thought it was really
amazing.
It's a great house. I mean, I thought it was nice that he invited her family over right away. You know, probably trying to make himself feel better, trying to make it feel homey.
Wait,
so I just wrote
breaking news.
Not breaking, but
Kind of.
Maria and Antoinette already said it. But they was just reading on WrestlingInc.com. This week's Carmella wrote, "This week's episode on Total Divas is bittersweet for me. Moving, injuries, tears, and more. There's no rule book for this type of lifestyle, so I'm just trying to learn as I go. Cass will always hold a special place in my heart. Plus, he's going to make one hell of a comeback."
Oh, I actually did see that. Sorry. No, because I follow her on Instagram.
Well, that's sad.
It is
It is sad.
But I mean, did she break up with him because of injuries? I find it very convenient.
It's not convenient. I think it takes its toll. You know, if she's out on the road all the time and she never sees him.
Right, and you have to think about it. He's probably so frustrated, like, okay, my girlfriend is out working and I'm here at home, and it's he's probably frustrated.
I'm sure he's not easy to deal with right now either.
Maybe, and he's probably just so pissed off with the whole situation, torn his ACL, can't even...
he can't go to live events. He can't do
anything. Who knows if he can even go to the PC? Like, who knows?
Yeah. I think it brings out too, when you're in a situation like that where life is not moving for both individuals, that the things
apart.
Not even the growing apart, the things that you might not have annoyed you in the beginning, now you're seeing all those little things. Or the fact that he's home all day and he could have done something, or he's home for the 4 or 5 days that he doesn't see her, and then she comes to the house and he's just like sitting there, you know, and nothing was done. So like those little things add up, and maybe things that were kind of an issue in the relationship prior to the injury is now flared up. So that could be a good thing. That could be a thing too, which in the long run might benefit them because it might have saved them from, like, you know, divorce. So they, you know, broke up, but it might have been best for both of them because they are both ignoring those signs. Because when you're in the WWE, you're traveling all the time, so you're not seeing all those little things because you're not really living. You're not living the real world, right?
You're focusing on your career.
You're focused on your career, and again, if both of you are doing that, you never have the time to think that you're possibly annoyed at some things at the other person.
Because you never see each other that much.
Well, even if you see each other, you're both
focused on the next day.
Yeah, you're focused on the next day. You're both legitimately tired. You're both driving to another city. You're both on that same schedule. It's like you're tired, I'm tired, we're both tired in the same thing. So you're both on this same path. But now when you kind of get off the road and now you define what your roles are in that relationship, what you might have expected that person to do, they're not doing.
I know, because what's his role now? Like, honestly, in the relationship, maybe one of them was always the driver. Right. You know, stuff like that. What's his role now?
But, well, you have to remember that she's on SmackDown and he was on Raw.
That too.
So they were
separated, so they didn't see that. You know, sometimes that could be a case too when you start seeing somebody too much and you're not used to seeing them that much. You really start to see who they really are.
Yeah, right.
And you see the whole mentality of a wrestler when the dad comes over to the house. And he still has a bug. Like, he still wants to go in there. The guy wants to be on Monday Night Raw. See if he could be Cass's manager. Like, he still has that.
It could happen. And
her dad. That was hilarious.
He's like, give me another fix, man. Like honestly.
Maybe I could come back. Maybe I could be your manager.
Like, if you have someone like that who's still really anxious to get in.
And then why would you ask somebody who just got hurt? Like, why don't you ask your daughter who's also...
Was he aware that he's hurt? Yeah, that's a really stupid question.
His leg was up on the thing.
I don't think this guy realized any of that.
He just wanted to get back in.
He had a pitch ready.
Bypass the whole leg thing. Like, Cass is clearly the way for me to get in.
He's got everything. Well, speaking of Tampa, because where they live, Nattie also came by to the house because she lived about not too far from them. And they had a great moment together, her and Carmella, that you have to live for these moments because Nattie won the women's championship for SmackDown. She's now nervous that she's going to lose it. And the fact that we're able to see them two have a good conversation and kind of be in a similar situation where it's like, I'm a little nervous because Carmella did mention now I'm a little nervous because, you know, Cass is injured. And then Nattie's like, hey, I'm nervous because I could one day lose this championship.
Which she will.
She will.
Yeah, she said when I lose this championship.
Well, I mean,
that's not the mentality.
I'm not really sure how they can kind of compare the two.
Well, it's still the what ifs. I think that's the comparison. It's like, there's all these what ifs. Like, okay, well, what if we do get married, or what if he does propose, or, what if I lose my championship next week? It's more of the what if concept. But it's just one of those things where, in Nattie's case, she's not gonna know, and it might be 6 weeks from now, or it might be a month from now, it might be 6 months from now. You're not gonna know that until they tell her. So it's just kind of one of those things like, it's really not even up to you. You could be the best wrestler, and they decide that, you know, we're going to move on to something else that's not in your control whatsoever. Like, no matter how hard you work and how much, you know, time you put into the gym and all this other stuff, there's no like feedback for that. So I think in that case, and I feel like she should know that. Like, I don't know. Seems like there should be other things to worry about.
What is Nattie gonna do when she has to retire?
Again, they all have the bug, guys.
There's a possibility that she could be probably working in the PC, training people.
That's what I'm saying. You never leave.
She could be a manager to somebody that's coming up. When I spoke to Alexa Bliss real quick, she kind of mentioned to me, there's so many things you could do in the WWE. It doesn't matter what it is. You can, like, there's so many possibilities in this business that Nattie could freaking be a ring announcer. She could do anything. She's
been in the business for so long, and she hasn't, apparently, as for what we see, she hasn't pissed anybody off. And she has the name that even when she does retire, like, if she wants to do something, TJ is doing something. You know what I'm saying?
You have to look at that. TJ, look what happened with TJ. He broke his neck, and he's doing... We don't know what he's doing.
Right, I was going to say, what is he doing?
He's doing something for them. He's working in the organization.
Okay.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just at home,
last week's episode?
taking care of the pets. I just want to make sure.
He came in a suit.
I'm not sure how much he's volunteering.
I don't think it's voluntary.
Point is, if they like you, like a la like Daniel Bryan or stuff like that, they're gonna keep you around.
Like with Paige situation, she's definitely gonna be doing a lot of stuff because that tweet she posted.
But that's my point. At some point, you only have so many people that you could pay or so many fights. Yeah. Not everyone can work for the WWE.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, everybody's not. So if you take the roster, for instance, and you say, you know, the whole roster, something happened to the roster, right? All those people are not going to be going into management. You could obviously see who are the breadwinners, who are the favorites, and who you have been in the company. Like longevity. Like, it's somebody who's sustained in the WWE, for like Nattie's case. Like, she has to be well liked. She has to be a hard worker, like all these things and all the stuff.
Yeah, there's obviously something there.
Right. So, you know, for something like Nattie's case, you can obviously, she wants to work for the company she can. And WWE, they have so many, they have their offices at their headquarters in Connecticut. And they travel all over the world. There's so many possible jobs that, you know, it's almost, I've, never mind, I was going to say something TMZ perspective, but I just don't want to.
And I also think there definitely are opportunities because you have to look at it. You know, for instance, the Bellas have their wine, they have their clothing, they have separate stuff. So anything's possible. But
Maria Antoinette says TJ is a backstage agent / producer.
He's doing fine.
And he's doing fine.
Cool. All right.
Well, moving on.
Interesting.
Moving on because Carmella and Nattie, they were drinking some wine. But moving on with that, Bellas are deciding on... Well, they're pretty much, let's face it, they're getting ready for their launch of their clothing and as well as their wine. They go to the Napa in a private plane, all glamorous, all happy, and they're learning how to put the stickers on the bottles by hand. And I've never seen this before, and I think that's really, really unique and different that these people are putting the stickers by hand. And what is really, really different is that they were able to do it themselves.
It's not that hard.
You never know.
But it gives it a nice homey feel.
But you have to think about it.
Brie Bella is making my wine at the moment.
Yeah, like she put the sticker on, so when I bought it, it was worth it because her hands were
exactly.
on it.
Really?
I mean, it's the same as buying an autograph, right?
You know, LA is not the majority. There are people out there who are really fans, like celebrity-driven fans, and stuff like that matters.
That's why you have merchandise from celebrities.
Yeah.
You want to support that person, and if you could add a little touch from that person, even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to think of a lot of people outside of LA.
I agree.
Yeah. So I don't know. I grew up in Toronto. I don't feel that way. I mean, it's great.
You don't want to support anything Drake?
No, I don't mean.
Drake.
Well, Drake.
I'm just saying, like.
Oh my God,
Drake. I went to his concerts, but I didn't pay for those tickets. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's nobody that really is that I would do that stuff for. But I'm just saying, with the whole stickers and stuff like that, it's like, kudos, but it's not. It's
But
not that
people-
hard.
I think if I'm a fan and I see them doing that, it makes me happy when I go
Yeah.
and support. Again, I
that
already
they're
have to be.
invested
Look
in the
at the-
business
that they're
versus
invested.
they have somebody else do it for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because look at the people who travel around with like Katy Perry or whatever. Like they're hardcore fans, and they have. I'm pretty sure the Bellas have some hardcore fans.
Oh.
So the fact that they were like, "Oh my gosh, she touched this and put it on my
But how
bottle,"
will they know
like,
which bottle? Because they might have only done it
You
to
don't,
like 6.
but if you're
They probably only done it for the camera. She did one and was like, "I'm done."
But if you're like a little 9-year-old girl and you watch Total Divas,
you
buy a
should be
bottle of
drinking.
wine.
I
what were we doing?
know. Oh no.
Hey, I gave a nice hug to CM Punk one time, and I never washed that damn shirt. So,
you weren't 9 though.
so I'm just.
So it matters.
Hey,
It
it
matters.
matters. But moving on, we find out that Nikki Bella is getting Dancing with the Stars.
And congrats to her. That's a great.
Yes, I actually watch. She's pretty good. She's probably
No,
one
yeah.
of the best.
Yeah, she won the battle.
No, she.
Yeah.
I
She got
thought
far
she
in the
did.
to the middle part, right?
Yeah, she got pretty far.
It's like week 13, I think.
I don't know.
Something like that.
I
Somebody's
haven't-
gonna tell
I have
us in
to
the chat.
Yeah, tell us in the chat because I haven't actually
Is
kept
she
up.
the-
I started.
Is she the first wrestler to do dancing? No, Jericho did it.
No, Stacey Keeler.
Did
Oh,
she?
yeah,
Oh, that's
Stacey,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
She,
Wow.
I don't know.
Was she with Clooney then?
I think she was.
Yeah. Yes. But we find out that she finally gets Dance with the Stars because I believe it was last season or 2 seasons
Yeah,
ago.
she was asked.
She was asked, but she had to turn it down because of more opportunities in the WWE.
Yep.
But now it's like legit. She's doing it. She's excited. And Brie is a little annoyed because, hey, like you're going to go do Dance with the Stars, glitz and glam, and then you don't have time to do our two most
Their
biggest
business.
brands that we have. And
Bella Ricci and
Bella,
Birdie B.
yeah, and then they go to a meeting for Birdie B. Everything goes all smooth, and then Brie just apologizes to her, saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, this happened." She got her some pair of new shoes.
Which was a nice
Dancing shoes.
gift.
Yeah, the
Dancing
dancing
shoes.
shoes. By the way, I really loved Nikki's jumpsuit in that scene.
Yeah,
That was cute.
was it a jumpsuit?
It was a jumpsuit.
Really?
It
Oh,
was
she
see-through
had
and then she
jeans?
had the bra.
Oh, I thought it was. She just had a shirt and then jeans on.
No, that was a jumpsuit with her ruffles.
Yeah.
But see,
Sorry.
I think that's why Total Divas it's really cool once you start documenting people like this because you really do see. I mean, we're talking about Nattie and the changes she's going through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure what Brie Bella's going through is really hard. You
Yeah.
know, she's used
She's
to
being a mom too.
Yeah, she's being a mom at the same time, and now she's seeing her sister get opportunities that maybe she would be getting.
Yeah.
I don't know because with Nikki's case, I think they've talked about it a couple seasons ago. She kind of takes a page out of John. I don't necessarily know if she was. I can't speak if she was as driven, but she's definitely a driven individual.
Yeah.
But she takes a page from John where he has a lot of different things going on, and she's definitely doing that. And it's not like she can't, as Brie was saying, it's not like she can't do that plus Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And now it's just the perfect opportunity. So we already know Nikki wasn't going to say no, and I think Brie realized that Nikki wasn't going to say no.
Yeah.
And she also realized that her sisters never let her down business-wise or being an aunt to her daughter. So it's just like, you realize that some people can handle
You gotta
Multiple
learn.
multitasking.
things.
You have to accept that.
She did.
and
she
be great at it.
Yeah, because the one scene she was like, "Yeah, I want to be a mom," and Nikki is more of the business person.
Yeah,
so I
Nikki,
do see that. I love, but I love that first of all. But I'm a Bella's fan, and I totally felt like there for a moment. I just kind of felt like when she told Brie was maybe a tad bit jealous.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
At the end-
that could have been me or us together
Exactly.
as twins on the stage together. So I think I kind of see like Brie fights with her career and being a mom because she feels like, well, I really wanted to be a mom and I love being a mom, but at the same time, I really love my career.
Yeah,
and
but that's like what most moms go through.
yeah. But I think she was a little jealous.
Yeah, but again, these people are wrestlers. So first off, they're big marks. Like they want to be in there 24/7. I also think it's unfortunate that Daniel Bryan can't be as driven as John Cena because of what happened to him. So, it kind of puts Brie Bella in a situation where she might not have the same opportunities as her sister,
But
regardless.
who says Brian can't be as driven as John? He could be driven in different cases. Like, he doesn't necessarily have to do the movies and all this other stuff, but like, you could see the difference between some wrestlers who make their kind of build their brand, and then do separate stuff aside from WWE and make their business. Like, for instance, if WWE were to tell the Bella Twins, like, hey, we're not effing with you guys no more, you're no longer part of WWE, they're gonna be just fine.
I agree.
For some other wrestlers, not the case, because they're not putting in that time. And I'm sure everybody knows who has social media and all this other stuff. Building your brand on social media. They started with a big platform, but continuing to build your brand on social media on a daily basis, that's not an easy thing.
No.
But when you do it and you go into other businesses, there's a reason why they do that.
Yeah,
like,
because they talked about it. Wasn't like the first or second season when Nikki got her real estate license, because she was like, well, if I have to retire, I don't know how I'm gonna move on. So yeah, I think that's, that's what they do. The Bellas do it well.
They do well.
And they're doing fine. And I like that Brie is. I feel like Brie is more of a business person more than Nikki is, because I just feel that
Brie.
But
that
I feel like
vibe
that's
from
what I'm
her.
saying. I feel like she had to become that because of her circumstances. Because again, I remember in previous seasons when Nikki got her real estate license, it felt like she was going to be the one that was more business driven,
Exactly.
and Brie was going to go towards the wrestling side.
Yeah.
But at one point, Nikki said she wants to be the female Rock.
And she became that. Yeah. No.
And this is
She's not there.
she's not there yet, but
But she worked. No, she might not
true.
be.
It's true. She's not there yet, but it's possible. You have to look at it.
But she definitely put in the effort to try to.
Well, are we talking about The Rock as far as acting and other things?
I mean, just in wrestling.
So you think Nikki?
I think in terms of wrestling, she wanted to make sure that she wasn't forgotten in the women's revolution. I'm not a big fan of the Bellas wrestling wise, but I think she put in a lot of effort to make sure that she was a part of all of that.
So you're saying Nikki Bella is like the female Rock of wrestling?
Maybe not the female Rock.
Okay.
No, I don't think she's.
I was gonna go down.
Maybe the female Farouk. I don't know.
Do you say Farouk?
Yeah, he is a wrestler.
I think it's when you kind of name like top 10 females who are in like made an impact. I don't necessarily know. I don't know if she's gonna be in the top 3 or 5 at this moment.
Yeah, no, that's
they still have more of a career to go, and you never know what WWE has planned for them. But on a business side, as far as taking the platform of wrestling and putting it into other things and doing, being asked to do Dance with the Stars. Because you can't just say, hey, I want to do Dance with the Stars and have your agent contact them. Because people do that all the time.
Right.
Like, I know some of the producers.
I put in my bid a few weeks ago, guys.
I know some of the producers.
No, I did hear people do that.
People
like
have their
actual
agents call them.
celebrities do that,
And they don't like that one.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they have how they select people. There's a method to the madness.
Yeah.
So for them to pick her out of everybody else is a big thing.
major. Yeah.
Well,
She got eliminated week 7,
oh,
That's pretty deep in.
Okay.
yeah.
courtesy of Marie Antoinette.
And you're right. Maybe not in.
Antoinette is doing it tonight. Holla.
Maybe not in wrestling. You're right. Maybe she wouldn't be classified top 5. But I think overall, even the business side of things, I think she's had quite an impact.
Because you can even say, even Marie, how she's taken the unfortunate situation, and she's in movies.
Yeah,
and
she's doing well for herself.
Doing the
Well,
hairline.
she's under the Rock's.
She signed under the
ex-wife's
Rock's new
manager,
label.
Yeah.
it
So
makes-
I mean,
She's in a
she might
movie.
be. Well,
she's been in a few
She's doing a
movies.
lot of things.
What?
Was
Was she
I can't
any
say
good?
I saw them.
I know.
she said a movie.
Was she any good?
But she's doing a lot of stuff with the Rock's ex-wife because she's the manager.
She's one of the executive producers to
Yeah.
his companies.
And she has her own clothing line as well. I
and
know.
her
her
hairline.
hairline.
And her hairline.
Yeah.
She's as far
She's
as
doing a lot.
as far as business wise, she took that situation and she's
She took advantage.
she's
of the
not working at
situation.
Target.
Yeah, I don't think she would work at Target.
They pay well at Target.
I think she would still go back to like modeling or something because she's super beautiful. But the rest of the stuff, I saw her little bikini line in her, fashion stuff.
Well, speaking
Let's
I didn't see the movie, so I'm not really sure.
speaking of the bikini, Rusev and Lana go to Bulgaria to find a home for their 1-year anniversary. Lana wants a mansion. Rusev wants a small little village, and majority of the time, he was like, hey, I challenge you to do these tasks because that's what the women do in the village. And the whole time she's wearing a bikini doing these little tasks.
Kudos to her.
And she looks great in it. And she says, I need to wear a bikini because it's hot.
Are they really trying to move to Bulgaria?
I think they're going to get a house in Bulgaria.
They're wrestlers.
Well, she's like super cheap. It's an asset. If you can buy it and it's super cheap, it's an asset. So why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
And then when they do have maybe some little time, they can go there or whatever. They may take a vacation.
And he has
or whatever,
family there, so it's not.
Yeah, because his family.
Yeah, it's not like they're just moving by themselves.
Yeah. And it could be a family home. They might let certain people stay there as his family members. But
Take that.
yeah, it's an
Watch
asset.
house.
Why not? It's a part of your portfolio.
You
to
don't have
build.
my family has houses in the islands, but our family doesn't live there.
Oh, my family couldn't afford houses, so we're still paying this off.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I were to take over like my family home and then grow that, I could buy a
build off it.
mansion
Yeah.
in the West Indies because it's so
Yeah.
much cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's like you can have the mansion that you've always wanted, even though you're living in like a shack in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Well-
that's true. 'Cause
Well, the tasks that Rusev and Lana, Rusev made a bet to Lana saying, "Hey, if you do these tasks, you can buy your mansion," and she had to control the sheep. I don't know what's really called.
Herd the sheep.
Herd the sheep.
Control the sheep.
Control the
Kind of the same thing. And then she had to chop off wood and then milk a cow. Finding out Rusev has never milked a cow.
I don't even know if Rusev did the other two activities
Probably
either.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Because
But
he
it
said
was
the
a big
women do
deal.
that.
Apparently
Yeah.
the women do
Apparently
that.
the women do it, but apparently he lied to her because he said he's done milk a cow like a couple of days ago. And she was mad. I'd be mad too if he lied to me and told me you said something.
Oh no, she did it all in a bikini. She did it clearly well. She beat him. Yay for Lana.
Yeah.
I guess this is a better storyline than her and Nattie's drama.
Actually, I missed the drama. I did not enjoy.
I know.
I don't.
I'm glad I got to see Carmella, but like at the end of the day, like I kind of missed the Nattie and Lana drama.
I felt like I was
Trinity,
watching
we didn't see Trinity.
No Trinity.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching like a local
Yeah.
Nebraska channel. Like I don't want to watch this.
Well, Lana was having a fun time in the village,
I wanted
dancing, exciting, and then
I
finding out.
wanted them to show like she saw the house in the city. I wanted them to show a house that they would have he
In
would
the
have wanted to
village.
see in the
Yeah.
village.
Yeah.
That's something that.
That makes me think that he saw talk.
Well, it makes me think that if you're in the village, there's a lot of land. So why can't you just buy? Why can't you buy the land and put a mansion on the land in,
build it,
in
yeah.
the village? Like, does that not seem?
that
makes sense.
But when you start getting animals and stuff, that's
Yeah, but
kinda
you could
like-
still have like if
can
she
have-
wants a 6-bedroom house with 10 bathrooms and they have a plot of land and he wants a big backyard with animals, you can have that.
Just buy a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
land.
Maybe they don't
Buy
want.
a
You
lot
just
of
got to
land.
think about the smells.
What?
Well,
in your house.
No, in their house.
Have you not lived?
Have you lived in a farm or anything?
I think it's
I've
good if you
been to
haven't.
farms.
Yeah, but it doesn't
There's
smell
no-
in the
Doesn't
house.
smell in the house.
I don't know.
I've been to a few.
Well,
The
farms.
one that I've been
It doesn't.
the one that I've been to wasn't that great. So
All right, farms smell a little, guys. Let's
They,
not act
they
like.
did, but he's not. He doesn't want a farm. He just wants animal. He wants a few animals. He
And
doesn't want
animals smell, though.
He doesn't want 16
They do.
cows.
Okay, if you have even one cow and one horse and like they
Where's the cow
smell.
staying? Is the
and
cow
then she
staying?
has to take care of all of it. Lana has to do all the work for all. You gotta be kidding.
my
I
ca-
would have been like, let me tell you, I don't care if you lie to me. Just don't tell me I have to herd and sheep and all this stuff. Like, I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to mess up my
Y'all know a
nails.
lot of guys do
Oh,
that.
I don't care. I'd do it.
No.
Wait, so would you guys change your city life to live in the country?
I live. You guys know where I live, so it's not like.
Well, technically, she is not changing her life. They're just buying a house
To
So that
eventually
doesn't-
change her life, though.
Well, maybe they
No.
want. Maybe here's the thing.
She's not gonna do that.
She's not gonna
Lana's
do that,
not gonna
exactly.
do that.
Well, this could probably be their like retirement home.
Lana's not gonna do that.
You think Lana's gonna retire in a farm in
I
Bulgaria?
think it might be a summer home where they go
that's-
back for like a month or something like
Yeah,
that, or they go for
maybe.
Christmas.
But for her to live
But
in
see,
Bulgaria,
if you want me to
never
go
know.
to the summer in Bulgaria, I'm going to Paris. Like, why am I going to Bulgaria for the summer?
right?
Because that's where he lives. That's where his hometown. That's where he's born and raised.
It's like where if your family's there. So do you not go and see your family on holidays?
Yeah, but I try to leave as soon as possible.
Okay. here's a hypothetical situation.
That's
So
me too.
say if you had a house by where your family is, and your house had everything that that's you, right? Now you can go and visit your family and you hang out with them, but then you go to your house at night, or they can come over once in a while. Then that situation changes differently. Like when you go home to visit your family, now you're on your family.
No, it does. It's still a great investment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change that.
I mean, yeah,
I just
because
don't see-
they have family there, but I don't think Lana is going to
Yeah,
move.
I don't-
She's never going to move
I just don't
there.
see Lana being like that.
Not 24/7.
Not 24/7. She's not going to move there 24/7.
Because then you have her family too, which is
Exactly.
not there.
Yeah. Well, they don't really show her family as much. They just show Rusev and his family. I feel like.
I don't think Lucas' family even know that they're being taped.
Why is that?
They seem like they
don't
feel
care.
very real, actually. Like
Because when they speak in Bulgaria.
no, just the way they interact, like your typical when you go home and the interactions that your family has with your wife, the kids. It feels very real.
Well, yeah, because they're all making fun of her and they're laughing at her. That's
Yeah.
probably what they do all the time, whether the camera's there or not there.
So she's definitely not going to be there 24/7.
yeah, and you think she's gonna want to go there? in the summer?
Yeah, no.
I don't know. You marry what you marry.
It's-
He's not
it's
changing.
chill.
That's true.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is true. She knew what she was marrying.
And he knows what he's marrying. So for
Yeah.
him to think that they're gonna move there like 368 days out of the year, I don't know about that one.
So this kind of concludes the end of the show, but next week we get a 2-part episode. We get a 2-part episode because it's the season finale. So we get 1 part. Quick thing, what do you expect for next week?
I haven't seen the preview yet.
Yes, you did. You did see
Okay,
the
well,
preview.
that's kind of when I get up and I start resting. But I'll let you guys lead.
So the pregnancy.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
The pregnancy, the Trinity and John getting into
I actually
it.
missed. I missed the Miz and Maurice, and I missed Trinity as well. I feel like the episode felt like it was missing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the preview of next week's where it shows it looks like John actually, because I think in the beginning of the season, like Trinity wanted some like more romance.
Yeah.
And it looks like John actually put in some effort and got something, and she was just poo-pooing it all over it. She just was not feeling it, and he got pissed because it's probably something he doesn't want to do. So
And he finally put the
time
time
and the effort, and
into
she's
it.
just not in the mood, and he's like, F this, I'm out. That's what it looks like. So I'm really excited to see
It
that.
did look like
Yeah.
Because
that.
I was getting on him about that. I was like,
I'm
dude,
really excited about the pregnancy news. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be real fun. I want to see how the Miz reacts to it.
Yeah,
Well,
I wish,
we
Oh,
got
he's
a
gonna
little
be
taste of
over
it.
the top.
I
Yeah.
wish it would have led into their series. Unfortunately, it's on 2 different networks. But I wish,
Yeah.
like, I wonder if the USA like offered them more money, because it would seem like something E would have jumped onto too. But
Right, because they have the Total Bellas, they have this, and
Yeah.
they just have that whole.
yeah.
kind of
So I
like
wish that
lineup.
would have been like, okay, Total Divas is done. Now we're going into
Ms.
Ms. and
Maurice,
Mrs. So
Yeah.
say love you.
Unless because maybe since WWE Raw is on USA Network, it's like, hey, let's add something else.
Yeah,
And
it's
since they
possible.
since they're noticing Total Divas and Total Bellas is doing well on E, let's do something on.
Do we know
USA.
if that's like a full season or is it like a little
6 episodes.
So it's a
Yeah,
6
so it's like a
episode.
docuseries.
Okay.
Quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna shoot it. Like, if it's obviously they're probably not gonna pattern it after E, but I'm wondering because how you put it together and edit it it's gonna make a huge difference whether people are gonna want to see it again or is it gonna be edited in a certain way where it's like, okay, this is cheesy.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's funny,
Right.
I'm used to seeing them under this light. So you're right. If you film them in a different way, it might feel like it's not really them.
Yeah, because you have to think about it. E is an entertainment show. USA is.
I feel like if they're
It's just a
no,
channel.
I feel like if they're open, like if they're really down for being open for the cameras, it'll be a good show.
Well, it'll be a good, but that doesn't. Whatever you record doesn't mean editing wise.
Well, yeah, that's
The
true.
editing
It still
makes
depends the direction,
The editing makes the biggest difference.
As long as they get those good things. I
yeah,
feel
the
like
good
it'll be
moments
good.
in the
Oh,
editing, and it
definitely.
makes you'll make you watch more. But we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll see, and we hope you guys tune into that because if that concludes, we'll probably do an after show for that. So.
Yay, because I don't even remember on who next. All I remember is Trinity and the pregnancy. What else Did they show?
We'll find out next week. So thank you everybody for tuning in for our after show this week. Such a great episode as always. I mean, some people didn't like it, some people did, but overall it's Total Divas. I hope you guys can tune in next week. My name's Anissa Barr. You can follow me at Anissa Barr.
Hey guys, you can follow me at TK Trindad. I am running the LA Marathon to raise money for water pumps in Africa. So if you want to donate, you can just click on the little link below that. And you can see me on Xbox12360, TMZ, and I also write for Baller Alert and Uprocks.com.
See, I always have to go after her. My name is Monique Loveless, and you can find me on all platforms at Upfront with Mo. And also, I'm doing another show now. Woo! The Divorce on Monday nights at 8 p.m. So make sure that you come and watch that too.
That is spicy. And I'm Roger, and you can find me on Twitter, Roger_Corral.
And one more thing, we will do a mix match challenge after show here on AfterBuzz TV. Please follow us on social media to get more updates on that, and we will see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.